Hello everyone, welcome to CricPunts with Fasi. It stumps at day one of the second test match between India and England, and it was a fantastic day of cricket. Mainly because there was an even contest between bat and ball. It's always interesting when there's something in for the bowlers and the batsmen are made to work hard for their runs. But Rohit Sharma was playing on a different surface altogether. On a pitch where everyone else found it difficult to score, the hitman was hitting boundaries for fun. India ended the day in a strong position with 300 for 6 on the board, but England won't be too disappointed as they could have been in a far worse situation had they not picked up 3 important wickets at the end of the day, taking 6 wickets in total in the whole day. They were in a spot of bother as India looked like batting England out of the game, but they have kept themselves in the game by taking those important wickets. Let's first start with the pitch. As we discussed in the last video with Asjad, the pitch is different from the last test match and it will start spinning from day one, and that is exactly what happened today. The pitch started spinning square and there is a lot of sharp bounce on this pitch. It is by no means easy to score on this pitch. Just don't be fooled by the way Rohit Sharma played today. It's not easy out there. There are already rough patches on the wickets for the spinners to target. The pitch is not as abrasive as the previous match, so the ball wasn't really scuffed up enough for it to reverse swing. This is not a pitch where you'll see 500 like the previous match. Even a 350-400 on this pitch will be very competitive. So considering these situations, the Indian spinners will be licking their fingers to ball on this surface. India won an important toss and as expected elected to bat first. India made 3 changes as Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav and Siraj came in for Nadeem, Washington Sundar and Jasprit Bumrah. I'm actually glad they rested Bumrah as he's their trump card and you need to manage his workload considering you have the T20 World Cup at the end of this year. So I think that's a very good call and a very brave call from the Indian management, but kudos to them. It is hard on Washi for being dropped after he played so well with the bat in the last match, but it's kind of logical as with Akshar being back in the squad, you have the batting depth in the side and you can bring in Kuldeep as an attacking spinner on this track, as that is more useful anyways, as Washi is not a big spinner of the ball. Virat didn't use him much in the last match anyway. So I think India got their selection bang on. England left Vokes out of the 12-man squad they released yesterday and gave chance to Ollie Stone as he's a like-for-like replacement for Archer. And it proved to be a good decision as he stuck in his very first over as Gill misjudged a ball coming in and left it to be adjourned LBW. He bowled with a lot of fire and control and he was mightily impressive all day. And Jack Leach seemed to have found his mojo after the mauling from Rishabh Pant in the last match. He constantly troubled the batsman beating the outside edge. He was beautifully drifting the ball into the right-handers, pitching the ball on the middle and off stump and was making the ball viciously spin away. He prized out the wicket of Pujara in the similar fashion and then Moeen Ali bowled an absolute beauty to get Virat Kohli for a duck, making the ball spin in from a long way out from the off stump and clip the top of off. Kohli was left perplexed, but it was a poor shot considering that was an expansive drive at the start of an innings, that too on this pitch. I think that shot was ill-advised, but this day belonged to Rohit Sharma. Is there anyone who looks more elegant than Rohit Sharma when he's in such form? On a pitch which was difficult to bat on, the ball was spinning sharply. He made it look so easy. He was so sure-footed in his defense. He was well aware where his off-stump was and just didn't let the ball set. But one thing that really impressed me was the way he swept the spinners. Indian players are not a big fan of the sweep shots and we saw that in the last match as well. No one really sweeps, but he played the shot with so much control. He probably thought, if England players can come here and do it in our own backyard, I can do it better. And boy did he do it better. His counter-attacking innings threw the England bowlers off and they just couldn't contain the partnership between Rohit Sharma and Rahane. Consider this, he scored more than half of the runs in the Indian total of 300. That just shows his dominance. And Rahane played well too. He needed this innings to show just how important and what an integral part he plays in this Indian squad. The partnership showed a lot of intent. They kept rotating the stride. They just didn't allow the bowlers to bowl to a single batsman for long. Rahane came in to bat in the 22nd over and this pair batted for 50 overs. And in those 50 overs, there were just 7 maidens and 14 maidens in total for the whole day. That just shows how well India batted on this wicket. And just when you thought India will run away with this match and Rohit will score a well-deserved double 100, India lost 3 quick wickets and are left with Rishabh Pant, who is his usual self, coming down the track, hitting sixes for fun, and the debutant Akshar Patel. One thing I want to discuss before coming to England's performance is everyone keeps saying that Virat Kohli is out of form and he's going through a lean patch. But is he though? Is he really going through a bad patch? Let's look into the numbers for the last year. In the year 2020, Virat Kohli played 9 ODI matches and scored 431 runs with an average of 47. And he scored 550s in those 9 matches. In T20s, he played 10 matches, scored 295 runs with an average of 36 and scored 150. And in test matches, he only played 3 matches and scored 116 runs with an average of 19, scoring 150, which was in Australia. Yes, his numbers are not good in the test cricket with average of 19 in the whole year, but he only played 3 matches in the whole year. You know, these are not bad numbers by any mean, especially in the ODIs, he's looked fabulous. Even in the only test he played in Australia, he looked flawless, and the only way he could have gotten out was that run out by Rahane. And the same with the previous test match. It's just that he hasn't scored a single 100 in a long time. We feel that he's out of form. And to be honest, it's a standard that he has set for himself that even decent scores look like he's not in form. Any other players would take these numbers with both arms. He's not out of form, people. Just keep calm. A big innings is just around the corner and it will come in this test series, that is for sure. So, coming to England, they weren't really consistent with the line and lengths. The paces were good, especially Ollie Stone at the beginning and Stuart Broad after the lunch, but their spinners were not consistent enough. Even though the spinners took 5 out of 6 wickets, they'll be disappointed with their lack of consistency. Between some proper rippers, there were way too many loose balls which allowed the Indian batsmen to score freely. And one thing I want to talk about was Ben Stokes. I told in the last video that Ben Stokes didn't seem fully fit to me in the last match, and it was quite evident today as he was limping back to his run-up and he only bowled 2 overs. That's a big concern for England if their premium all-rounder gets injured. So, a lot to discuss and correct for England team, and India will be the happier side at the end of the day one. India should look to bat as long as possible and bat England out of this game. As I said, even a 350 on this track is competitive. With Punt still at the crease, you can expect some fireworks tomorrow if he sticks around. For England, they need to just wrap this Indian innings up very quickly and try to emulate Rohit Sharma's tempo, as it's very tough to just hang around and defend on this pitch. A lot to look forward to tomorrow and expect the pitch to crumble and play even more tricks tomorrow. Till then, like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day.